Hey guys, welcome back. Oh, Nick's scratching. Which your merino wool won't be doing when you put it on. This is a very special edition of Ask Huckberry where we answer your questions, and today we're having a themed episode, a very specific theme, but a very big idea here at Huckberry, and that is merino wool. We have done an Ask Huckberry before, a couple years ago, talking about merino wool, and you guys have had great follow-up questions since then, so we decided, why not jump back into the room? There's a lot that we can talk about merino, so we should jump right in.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, first question, and this is the refresher part of this video. What is merino wool and how is it different than, obviously your basic cotton, but more specifically other wool clothing? Obviously all underneath the wool umbrella, they come from sheep, but merino wool is from merino sheep.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
So very specific type of sheep. With merino wool, it's the landscapes, the geography, it's the climate. That is what makes the conditions for merino wool and more specifically for those sheep. We source all of our merino wool from Australia.
And New Zealand.
Mm-hmm. I went to merino wool school with the sheep themselves and Woolmark. It is like the nature's performance fabric.
Absolutely.
Right?
And the difference between merino wool and regular wool is it's stronger, it's softer, and it's more durable. And that goes for cotton garments as well. So incredible fiber.
Let's.
Oh, good toss.
There we go. There it is. So, if you pull apart the merino wool and you get into the individual fibers, you can see how fine that is. That's why we love merino wool, and that's why it makes such great garments, particularly next to skin garments. So next question, this is a great layup into the origin of our merino wool within Huckberry. What makes merino wool clothing your go-to travel gear? We've got a whole collection now based around our merino wool, and more specifically our 72-hour merino wool. The very first product that we ever put out 7-8 years ago was the 72-hour merino shirt. Still a foundational piece, still a bestseller that many years later. And our intention with that product was we were traveling a lot, going on adventures a lot, but we didn't want to have to pack multiple different shirts. We wanted the performance of, a lot of merino base layers, but we also wanted something that looked clean and also fit like a regular t-shirt. So we developed this 72-hour tee with a promise that you could wear it for 3 days straight. You wouldn't need to wash it. It would still look put together. Still holds true as someone who has put it to the test. But then when you joined the team, we took that idea and we've now expanded it. So our collection, you got the 72-hour tee. What else do we have in that merino collection?
We also now have the 72-hour pant and the 72-hour chino, and we also have some 72-hour UPF programs as well.
Yeah. So all really versatile, everyday silhouettes. And then, answering this question even more specifically, and we've alluded to it a little bit, the great traits of merino wool. We talked about the softness, so it's comfortable to wear next to skin. It's very durable, so it can last you a long time, and you can put it through a variety of activities. But then the actual properties of the wool, moisture wicking. Temperature regulating. Keeps you cooler when it's hot, warms you up when it's cold. Anything else I'm missing?
Odor resistance.
Odor.
The biggest one while traveling for 72 hours straight. Ben, as you know, question that always comes up about our 72-hour tee and the merino wool. Can you really wear it for multiple days without washing? I think you're the best man to answer this question.
It is the product that I have tested most. And look, I run hot, I sweat. I don't want to say I'm a smelly guy. If I can say that this shirt does not smell, and you don't need to wash it after 3 days, I think a majority of you can feel confident in that promise. Look, the origin of the 72-hour name actually came from a field test that we did way back when we first developed the shirt. We had a team going over to Iceland to shoot a campaign, and I tagged along and said, I'm gonna bring the 72-hour shirt, I'm gonna bring this new merino shirt, and I'm gonna wear it for 3 days straight. We're gonna go on a bunch of adventures, and I'm gonna capture it all with my iPhone and really put it to the test. And that not only was the first field test, but then that became our 72-hour series. So we have now taken this shirt and worn it for 3, sometimes 4 or 5 days straight. And so I always ask someone to smell me. It is candid reactions. It is not placed people. The first time I did it in Iceland, I stopped a poor young woman walking down the street on her way home from work, and she said yes. And that was where the 72 hour, that moment was like, all right, we have something. Would you mind giving a little sniff test to make sure I'm not crazy?
Oh, yeah.
Normal?
Normal.
Doesn't smell?
Still normal.
Thank you so much.
It's all right.
All right, next question. Nick, this one for you as the designer. How does merino compare to synthetic fabrics for outdoor activities like hiking or camping in cooler weather specifically? Good question.
The temperature regulation, when it's hot outside, it keeps you cool. When it's cold outside, it keeps you warm. The moisture wicking, so as you're hiking and moving around, it's pulling that moisture away from your body. Synthetic fabrics typically tend to not keep you warm when not being active, and then they hold odor really, really badly. So that great kind of odor resistance, it goes out the window, where the merino yarn, that is inherent to the nature of the fiber and lasts the entire lifetime of the garment.
The thing that I've noticed too in these various adventures that we've taken them on, you don't get nearly as cold as you would in another fabric.
Absolutely.
Like we have footage. I've fallen into an alpine lake fully in my shirt. Now, I was cold because it was like 50 degrees, but the shirt still retained an element of, I don't want to say heat, but even when wet, it still does its work from a temperature regulation standpoint.
Absolutely.
All right, Nick, another question for you. And we've alluded to, and we've talked about a couple products, but I remember when the first prototype of a 72-hour merino pant was brought into a conference room. There were a number of us that are huge 72-hour t-shirt fans that immediately were like, wait a second, you're gonna make a everyday, comfortable, casual pant out of merino wool? Like, are you taking this a little too far? Are you drinking that 72-hour Kool-Aid a little too much? But what makes it such a good fabric for pants? And then, specifically, got to shout out the 72-hour pant has become a bestseller and a customer favorite based on the reviews. So you did something right.
Yeah. I mean, we've built this fabric from the ground up, and, the blend of, merino, again, has all those great natural properties that we've been speaking to: odor resistance, quick dry, moisture wicking. We even added a DWR finish to the pant fabric to give you a little bit more durability and water resistance while you're out traversing the elements. But as we alluded to, it also looks great on date night or in an office. So
the 72-hour pant is nylon is the other fabric that you've infused in it, because you obviously couldn't make a pant with the tee. That would be very revealing and not as durable. Pants obviously need to be built up a little bit more. So that nylon really gives it the structure.
The structure, a little bit more durability, abrasion resistance, and then we added a little bit of spandex in there as well, just for ease of movement. Again, if you're out, hiking or moving around in this pant or traveling, that it moves with you and not against you.
Yeah. Nick, I got another question for you, putting you on the hot seat here. We have talked a lot about adventure travel, and we've also referenced that it's great for every day, but we got a really good specific question. I work in construction all summer and winter long. Will merino wool be a good fabric for keeping me warm in the winter and cool and dry in the summer?
I mean, I don't think there is a better product for that specific purpose, working construction, than especially our 72-hour tee. My first job I ever had was working construction, and I used to wear cotton t-shirts, and I would absolutely stink at the end of the day, just from all the sweat and the temperature changes and all the movement throughout the day. So the odor resistance, the breathability, that temperature regulating. It also has a natural UPF inherent in the fiber as well. So if you're out in the sun, you're getting some UPF capabilities. And then again, the durability and the ease of care. If you're working construction and you're, busy all day long, this is an easy thing to, care for, throw in the washer, dryer. This would really be a Swiss Army knife t-shirt for working construction.
Totally.
Ben, question for you. What is the difference from the merino wool that we use specifically in the 72-hour program compared to other brands out there?
We have the best sheep. But some seriousness, we work with Woolmark, one of our great partners. What does that mean if you don't know Woolmark? They have a standard in the quality of wool. And then when it comes down to the actual wool that we get, making sure that it is the best wool from those sheep, that it's making its way to our actual fabric that then turns into the 72 hour. So goes without saying, Woolmark are experts in the best merino wool in the world. If you think about Woolmark, it is like, if you see that name, obviously on our garments and other places, it's a stamp that you know it's very high quality. Analogy I always make is like, you see the word Gore-Tex in an outerwear piece, even if you don't know all the sciences behind Gore-Tex, you know that they stand for a certain quality, and Woolmark is that same sort of stamp of approval for merino wool. All right, Nick, got another question. We talked a little bit about this, but how do I care for my merino wool? Is there a good way to avoid piling? So 2 questions.
Pilling, I think.
Pilling. Piling. How should I care for my merino wool? So this is a 2-part question. Question 1, and then is there a way to avoid pilling?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I think most of us think about like wool sweaters, right? And you can't wash them. They're difficult to take care of. They pill a lot. Merino is really special, especially the way that we are going about and developing these fabrics, and all the garments in the 72-hour collection are machine washable, and you can also throw it in the dryer on tumble dry low. A couple things that I always encourage people to do to just help the longevity of these natural fibers is turning your garments inside out when you are putting them in the washing machine. Avoid using fabric softener. It actually hurts the natural fibers and some of the functionality in the merino. And also avoid washing it with, really abrasive or heavy fabrics or garments, like avoid washing your 72-hour t-shirt with a pair of jeans or a Carhartt jacket. Those really heavy abrasive things can just rub the somewhat delicate fibers in the washer and the dryers.
And that, sorry to interrupt, but that's just one I want to, because I've had friends like, I put it in the washing machine, I dried it, and it shrunk a little bit. I'm like, yeah, did you put it on high heat? Like, you put anything on high heat, it's going to shrink.
60 minutes, yeah, absolutely. It burns your hand when you pull it out of the dryer. Yeah. It's going to happen.
What about the pilling question? I know you sort of answered that, but merino wool tends to not pill
especially
much.
Especially at the fine micron that we use. Another great benefit of the Woolmark certification process is that they are testing all of these yarns and fibers for durability, which helps reduce the pilling in the yarns that we are using for our 72-hour program. So shout out to Woolmark. You shouldn't have a whole lot of issues with pilling on our 72-hour tees and pants.
All right, Nick, we're going to end on a mic drop, slam dunk question. I'm new to merino. If I had to pick one piece from the 72-hour collection, which one should I buy first?
It's a no-brainer. 72-hour tee. It's like, how many colors are you going to buy? I have, I think, 6 to 8 colors now. We're always dropping seasonal colors. We have our core colors. Yeah, I mean, you cannot go wrong in this thing.
I will just say, not just because you said the tee, it's like 72-hour, it's like choosing your favorite child.
Yeah.
My firstborn 72-hour tee, we have a lot of memories, but the 72-hour pant is awesome. More specifically, the new 72-hour chino, my new favorite pant on Huckberry. We actually, live. So we got a tee, right? Got a couple colors, as Nick alluded to. Maybe a little fall green, or this is one of the originals. I think I wore navy in the first ever video. My favorite new pant. You got the 72-hour chino, right? Like you can see from afar. Looks like it's got the hand feel of a chino, right? What I really love about the 72-hour chino is you've got obviously the chino pockets, right? A little more elevated, if you will.
Yep.
But in classic 72-hour, that origin of adventure, travel, versatility, you've got a zip pocket on the right side, and then you got a little EDC pocket. It's nothing big and bulky, but great for your phone. Look at that. Little secure pocket for your passport. I love this thing. I love the original 5 pocket. It's also got a zip in the back here.
Yep.
But this pocket is new to the 72-hour pants, right? In the chino form. So 72-hour chino, slam dunk. Pairs perfectly with Nick's favorite. That's why we are so good together. Like peanut butter and jelly, 72-hour tee, 72-hour pant. And makes sense, right? If you're gonna start with one thing, what are 2 things that you wear most? Like pants and a t-shirt.
Can't go wrong.
All right, Nick, that was fun. Merino wool, there's a lot to love, a lot we love about it, a lot you guys have loved about it. If you're new to it, hopefully this video was helpful, not only in why merino wool is such an amazing fabric, but some of our favorites within the collection. So great questions as always. That's what Ask Huckberry is for. And this was a subject worth doing a dedicated deep dive on.
We tried to answer all y'all's questions, but I'm sure you'll have some more. Any questions, drop them down below and we'll make sure to answer them for you. And yeah.
See you out there
See you out there.
in your 72-hour tee.